Hello and welcome to this English learning video. But before we begin, let me ask you something. What would you do if someone was secretly following your best friend at the airport? Today, I will teach you a simple and powerful way to improve your English speaking while listening to a suspenseful story. The method is called the shadowing technique. What is shadowing? Shadowing means you listen to someone speak in English, then you repeat the words immediately after them. Try to copy the voice, the speed, and the feeling of the speaker. You become like their shadow. That's why it's called shadowing. This method helps you speak more clearly, understand English better, and feel more confident when talking. Now I'm going to tell you a story. This story is told by a girl, and she is also the main character. The story is called I Went to the Airport, but something strange and frightening happened that day. Are you ready? Let's begin. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you can get more shadowing stories to practice English. My name is Lily. I am 22 years old. I live in a small town with my mother and my little brother. I work in a bookstore. I like my job because I love books. But one day, something happened. Something very different. Something that I will never forget. It was a rainy morning. I woke up early and checked my phone. There was a message from my best friend, Emma. It said, "Please come to the airport as soon as you can. I really need your help." The message felt strange and urgent. I didn't understand. Why did Emma want me to go to the airport? She didn't say more. I tried to call her, but her phone was off. I looked at the clock. It was already 10 a.m. I had only 2 hours. So I put on my jeans, a pink jacket, and took my umbrella. I told my mom, "Mom, I need to go to the airport. Emma needs help." My mom looked worried but said, "Be careful, Lily." I took the bus. It was cold and wet. The bus was full of people and I stood the whole time. I kept looking out the window. The sky was gray and I saw planes in the distance. Finally, I reached the airport. It was very big and noisy. People were running, talking, and carrying bags. I looked for Terminal 3. It took me 10 minutes to find it. But when I got there, Emma was not there. I waited 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Still, no Emma. My stomach began to feel tight with worry. I looked around again. Suddenly, I noticed a girl sitting near the window. She had a suitcase and was crying quietly. I walked slowly to her and asked, "Are you okay?" She looked up. Her eyes were red. She said, "I missed my flight. I don't know what to do." I sat beside her. "My name is Lily. Can I help you?" She said her name was Olivia. She came from another city to see her father, but she was late and the plane had already gone. I gave her a bottle of water from my bag. We talked for a few minutes. She was kind, and she said, "You're a good person. Thank you." Suddenly, my phone rang loudly. It was Emma. I picked up the phone quickly. "Lily, where are you?" she asked in a nervous voice. "I'm at Terminal 3, waiting for you." Emma said, "Oh no, I meant Terminal 2. I'm here and I'm scared. Please come fast." Something in her voice made my heart beat faster. I said goodbye to Olivia and ran to Terminal 2. My heart was beating fast. When I reached there, I saw Emma sitting on the floor. She was crying too. "Emma!" I shouted. She looked up and ran to hug me. "Lily, I didn't know who to call. I'm so scared," she said. "What happened?" I asked. She looked around nervously before speaking. Then she told me something shocking. "I think someone is following me." I was surprised. "Who? Why?" I asked. "I don't know," Emma said. "On the bus to the airport, I saw a man watching me. When I got down, he also got down. I ran inside and tried to hide. I looked around. There were so many people. Maybe it was nothing, I said. Maybe you're just scared. No, she said quietly. I saw him again at the coffee shop. Just then, Emma slowly pointed at someone. That's him, she whispered. I turned to look. A man with a black cap and a brown coat was standing near the exit. He was looking at his phone, but something about him felt wrong. My hands suddenly felt cold. I said, "Stay here, I'll go talk to him." But before I could walk, the man looked at us for a brief moment and then walked away quickly. We didn't move. We just watched him disappear into the crowd. Emma said, "Do you believe me now?" I nodded. We sat for a few minutes in silence. Then I said, "Let's tell the airport police." We walked to the help desk and told everything. They listened and said, "Don't worry, we will check the cameras." We felt a little safe after that. Emma looked at me and smiled. "I'm lucky to have you," she said. I said, "Next time, tell me the right terminal." We laughed. But something still didn't feel right. Why was the man following Emma? Was it just a mistake? Or was something else going on? We walked outside together. It was still raining. I opened my umbrella. We got into a taxi. As the taxi started moving, I looked through the window one last time. And then my heart almost stopped. The man with the black cap was standing near the parking lot. He was watching us. But this time, he wasn't alone. Another man was standing beside him. They were both looking directly at our taxi. Emma noticed my face and asked, "What happened?" I whispered, "Emma, there are two of them now." She slowly turned to look outside the window. Her eyes widened with fear. The taxi moved into traffic, and the two men slowly disappeared in the rain. But something inside me told me this was not over. Not even close. Who were those men? Why were they following Emma? And what would happen next? You'll find out in the next part of the story. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode. See you in the next part.